What's up, y'all? What's up, man? Hey, it's a fantastic Friday. And welcome to another edition of the DaGuru Sportstalk. I'm your host, DaGuru, and you can find me on all social media platforms at Tremaine Shakars Brown. And this is the DaGuru Sports Talk. Okay, let's tap in and let's get right into it. And before you do all that, before I tap in, uh, please like, comment, subscribe, and please give me your feedback on my show and my podcast. And also, let's run this up. Let's run the numbers all the way up. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about all the way up. Let's run it up. And we're gonna talk this NBA talk. Gonna talk NBA news. And let's get right into it. We're gonna start off. Uh, with Russell Westbrook. We're gonna start off with Russell Westbrook. Westbrook just signed with the Miami Heat. Russell Westbrook. He was the the last thing he played was the different nugget, but he's like a slasher, wing guard. You know what I'm saying? All star, all NBA. Um, Russell Westbrook was the triple double king. You know what I'm saying? I know he passed Oscar Robertson and the record books and everything else, but now he's with the Miami Heat. So, hey, this NBA season is gonna be looking very interesting. I forgot to get his stats in it, but you know what I'm saying, this is a very interesting signing with the Miami Heat. Right along with Giannis. I'm gonna get into that in a minute. And Bam and Abano. Hey, Miami is looking all the way up right now. So I'm gonna get more in depth with about Russell Westbrook. But I think he was a restricted free agent last year. I don't think a team picked him up last year. But now he's signed with the Miami Heat. And also Austin Reeves just resigned with the Lakers. He did like a 4-year deal worth 187 million. So now the Lakers are pretty much looking forward towards the future with Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, but the Lakers still need some scores, man. I think I tone from I know he used to play for Denver. I mean, he used to play for Phoenix. I'm sorry, he used to play for Phoenix, but I think he was kind of like a big disappointment with them. But I seriously um, think the Lakers could have went to the West Coast Conference Finals if Luka Doncic didn't injure his hamstring. But they got Vanderbilt. They got a couple of guys. They still got to re-sign. They still LeBron James still they hot topic for right now for us. Like he's a restricted agent. Beg your pardon for the interruption, man. I was getting a call, but I'm gonna get back to that. Like I said, man, if Luka Doncic didn't injure his hamstring, I seriously believe that the Lakers could have went to the Western Conference Finals, made it a little further than they did. But LeBron James still offers on the table. He's still a hot topic right now at the age of 41, being a free agent from there. Let's see how they're gonna play out. I think with LeBron James, to me, everybody just been talking like um, re-signing with Cleveland. I don't think he's not a good fit for Cleveland in my opinion. In Miami, I think Pat Riley had made a statement. Now you talking about a guy, the young LeBron, that won championships for you, and then you gonna make a statement talking about he can leave a little key under the doormat if he want to come back. Man, I wouldn't even come back, and you made a statement like that. So I feel like LeBron James is pretty much weighing out his options. I feel like to me his best bet to me is retiring. I can't tell a grown man what to do, whatever. But I just, out of the looks of everything, you know what I'm saying? Who is willing to play with LeBron James? I think Golden State would be a hell of a good fit for him. You know, him, Curry, Green. They desire to get another championship. You know, they got Jimmy Butler out there too. So I think he'll be a good fit go to state. But then you got New York. I feel like if he want to go back to the East Coast, New York Knicks be the only team that he can go to without even them losing anybody, uh, not even losing the players. You know what I'm saying? So we'll talk about more about that. Let me get off that subject. And as you know, Austin Stewart from the Detroit Pistons has been traded to Memphis Grizzlies. You know, Memphis Grizzlies had uh, lost one of their players to to death. I think his name was Brian Clark. Uh, and I'm gonna say my condolences to his family. And you know what I'm saying, but anyway, the defensive specialist from Detroit, Isaiah Stewart, is traded to Memphis Grizzlies. Uh, Isaiah Stewart's season stats is 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 1.7 for assists. You know, Isaiah Stewart is a good defensive specialist. He gonna bring a defensive presence. I think Memphis was looking for another. I think they was looking for somebody to replace their defensive specialist when they once said with Brian Clark. So Isaiah Stewart, which I think is a good trade for Detroit, kind of loosen up them salary cap money to send him to Memphis. Cause I know for a fact Detroit they need another scorer bad as hell. So, but we'll get into that Detroit talk too, and my thoughts on that. But you know, Detroit need to really act fast on Jalen Brown if they want to do it. Uh, but I'll get more deep into that too. You know what I'm saying? So let me see what else I'm about to tap into. I was trying to tap into yeah, let's start with this. With Lorenzo Ball trade. Lorenzo Ball been traded to the Minnesota to the my bad. Yeah, Lorenzo Ball has been traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. You know, the Charlotte Hornets forward. I think Charlotte Hornets I think could really benefit from this trade. They got Nasir Reed. Nasir Reed it's a small forward scorer. You know, his stats is like 14.2 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 or 3 assists. But you know, Alonzo Ball was really, he really was turning up. You know, his stats is like 4.6, 4 rebounds, and 3.9 assists. Um I think this gonna kind of benefit both teams, but it surely should strengthen the Minnesota Timberwolves. You know, you got Ant Man, Anthony Edwards, then you got Jalen McDaniels. You know what I'm saying? Now you got Lorenzo Ball at the wing. That's 1, 2, 3 punch. Now they traded Julius Randle. I forgot to say something about that. Julius Randle been traded to the Brooklyn Nets. So now they got Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert got to get tougher, man. I strongly believe that if they're gonna make a push and make a run in the playoffs, man, he's got to play more aggressive. He got to get way stronger than he is doing. Otherwise, they gonna still get their ass kicked. That's just the way it is with me. But I don't like to see this dude go really do well. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the Charlotte Hornets for a second. For let me see, I can find their stats right here because I had them. The Charlotte Hornets record was last year was 44 wins and 38 losses, and they finished ninth in the Eastern Conference. I forgot who they got put out by. I think they got put out by Orlando. Yeah, they got put out by Orlando. So I think Charlotte is pretty much leaning on the Brandon Miller. Yeah, re-signed on Kobe White was a hell of a good point guard, and I forgot the other man, the other dude named out there in Charlotte, um, um, Bridges. He's out there too as well, man. So I thought Charlotte, if they had to kept ball, I think Charlotte was on the up and up. They was one of the young teams that I really like that was emerging on the scene to be becoming a threat. But let's see how Nazir Reed. fits into their system and see they can get into that push because I know they was in the playoff tournament and they got put out. Uh, yeah, they got put out in the playoff tournament by Orlando. So, well, the first round of Orlando. So, let's see how everything goes. Let's go back to the Lonzo Ball and the Minnesota Timberwolves for a second. Like I said, man, Jaden McDaniels is the key facilitator for Anthony Edwards, man. You know what I'm saying? And this gonna be very interesting. We're doing three guys right there. Now you got Rudy Gobert, uh Julius Randle gone. So they really went kind of young, but Rudy Gobert gonna have to really step it up and for order the Minnesota Timberwolves get over the hump because they got put out by San Antonio Spurs. So and also OKC still a threat out there. It's a couple of West Coast teams still a threat. So we're gonna see how this combination works out for Minnesota and Charlotte. So I'm gonna keep my eyes on that. So let's talk about the trade with Giannis Antetokounmpo. He went to not the Minnesota Timberwolves. He went to the Miami Heat. Now, as we know, the Miami Heat had got put out the playoffs and in the playoff tournament, and they had finished, and their season record was 37-45. They finished 10th in the Eastern Conference. So by Giannis and his Giannis stats, um, 22.6, he's 64% shooter. He's 38.3 percentage shooter for the 3-4 line, 9.8 rebounds and 5.4 assists. So Giannis, Bam and Albano. Now you got Russell Wilson. I mean Russell Westbrook signing. It's still gonna take them time to gel, man. I really do believe, but Giannis is an MVP caliber player. So now Bam Anabano, he really can play his spot. You know what I'm saying? Because last year it seemed like Bam just took it upon himself. He did put Miami Heat in the playoffs. They still have some shooters up there, but I don't think they got Tyler Herrero no more. I think he did sit to Minnesota. But Miami's still gonna need some shooters out there in order for them to get over the hump. But they added Giannis. I think Miami could be the version of top five team because with Giannis and his experience and Bam and Adebayo their experience and those guys get rid of gel together, man. I feel like Miami is a threat now. No question. The NBA season ain't even started yet, so the new season ain't even started yet. So Miami, I mean, Giannis to me is a threat. All of his silicon demand finished top five in the MVP votes every single for the past 7 years. He finished top five. So so this is a hell of a surprise because Giannis to me, I felt like he would really accommodate Jason Tatum real well. That would have been a hell of a trade right there. And also too with the issue with Jalen Brown with them, we'll get into that in a minute. But let's talk about Miami for a second now. Um, like I said, Giannis is MVP player. So we're gonna see how that's really gonna play out with them. Like I said, they finished 10th last year. So I would put Miami at the top five right now because you know when Giannis get going and he's really healthy, man, get going, man, y'all can look out for Miami, man. But then it was talking about LeBron James on I don't think LeBron James. I don't think he's gonna join Miami, man. But anything's possible. Anything can happen. But I wouldn't recommend him going back to Miami, and I wouldn't recommend him going back to Cleveland. That's just my personal opinion. But I'm telling you, his best bet is either Golden State and New York. That's it. That's all I see for LeBron James. But let's let me see what else I'm gonna talk about here. Besides that, I'm gonna go into. Let me look at all my topics here. Uh, so I'm just going. I'm just going. The hot topic for the day. My hot topic for the day is other than Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown, he's been in the talks all day today, and then like just then, the Minnesota Timberwolves are interested in Jalen Brown. Now, like I had mentioned, they got Alonzo Ball and they got Anthony Edwards, Jalen McDaniels, and they get Jalen Brown. That's a man. That's like four NBA All Star caliber players, man, right there. But I strongly believe they need a strong ass big man. They need a power forward and a good ass center, man. Cause Rudy Gobert soft as hell, man. Somebody, you got to have a bench. You got to have a bench. I'm gonna go through Jalen Brown. I'm gonna go through Jalen Brown stats. Jalen Brown stats for 2025 and then 2026 was 22 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. So I'm gonna go more in depth about Jalen Brown. Now, Jalen Brown, you know, sir, I don't know you personally, but this just me personally, man. How I feel about stuff. Man, the grass ain't always green on the other side. You know what I'm saying? He said last year, without Tatum, when Tatum was hurt with his Achilles injury, that this was his best year ever. So that's some hell of a beef to have with somebody you don't want a championship with. You know, I know sports, this is business, but man, if you want to keep on chasing the championship and in case keep tasting the champagne of a champion, man, continue to play with goddamn Jason Tatum. Be the face of the franchise. Let him take all the pressure, man. You just keep doing you. Your name is being presented out there, man. I promise you, bro. If you can, I mean, I don't know what the hell the Lakers did to you because I don't, like I said, I'm not in depth like that. But I know he's mad with the organization. But bro, if you and Jason Tatum can tighten it up, man, and get y'all focus back and try to be more determined and get back to the NBA Finals, man. Y'all really can take back over the Eastern Conference. Y'all really got that squad and y'all really got that bench. It's just y'all two is being distracted. You want to be a leader and he a leader, but you can't have a whole lot of cheese and no Indians. How the hell you gonna win a war? You feel what I'm saying? So, but I know you understand you your own man and you wanna progress and be a superstar. Okay, that's cool. But but to being Jalen Brown, man, if you really envy and I don't think you jealous of Jason Tatum. You just want your shine, and I see and I understand it. But if you really want to get back at Jason Tatum, man, join the Detroit Pistons. I'm just sorry. I feel like if the Detroit Pistons will fit you, man. They really would. That you will hype the hell out of that damn team. I feel like Danny Green, who I was watching earlier on ESPN, he had like Portland, Golden State, Detroit, and Indiana Pacers. And Tyler Herbert would be a interest as goddamn combination as well. But if he join Detroit with Cam Cunningham, Tobias Harris, him, and you got Duran out there, and who else on the Detroit squad? They traded Stewart, so it'll be a very interesting um trade. But I feel like yeah, he'll light up Detroit for real. And I say Detroit, Indiana. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go to Golden State, you got to think about you got Jimmy Butler, you got Damon Green, you got Stephen Curry. I think they picked somebody in the draft as well. I know they got Gary Payton son out there. They got some young legs out there too. So you know what I'm saying. But if you want to go out and go to state and wait on your turn to Stephen Curry and Damon Green get out the spotlight, you can do that as well. But I feel like your best bet would be I mean, not Boston, Detroit. If you want to leave Boston and you want to get back at Jason Tatum, go to Detroit. That'd be a good ass nemesis to get back at him, and you and Jason Tatum face 1-on-1, uh, Boston versus Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Get with the Pistons, man. Because if you go out there with Minnesota, see, that's what Boston don't need to do. All the Eastern Conference teams do they have, they go against. They don't need you to go on another Eastern Conference team. But if you go out there in Minnesota with Ant Man, bro, you'll elevate that damn team a little bit. But you know what I'm saying, you'll be the fourth option then. But how they gonna work and how they gonna gel? In order for anybody to, you know, in my opinion, make it to the NBA Finals, you got to have a bench, man. You got to have a bench. There's no, you know, all these teams now they want to get these super teams now, and you know what I'm saying. Some be successful and some don't. So just look at Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrone Maxey out there in Philadelphia. That shit ain't working at all. You know what I'm saying? So and you know Jalen Brown, I really I don't see you. I might can see you in Cleveland, but who the hell want to play for Cleveland? I wouldn't even play for Cleveland if I had that kind of talent. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you can holler at Orlando. Now that'll be good as hell if you go holler at Orlando because that's a young ass team on the rise. Like Orlando, Atlanta might be good for you. Let me see. Uh, who else? But you need to be, but you was a champion. So, but if you gonna go with a young team, I'll go with Orlando. But if you want to get back in here, man, go to Detroit. I promise you, man. Detroit, you'll put Detroit. You're like you know Detroit be lit if they sign Jalen Brown. So other than that, man, that's on my thoughts and my opinion on the NBA for today. Like I said, man, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Also, man, run this up. You feel me? Run my channel up, man. And also, you know, you can find me on all social media platforms at Tremaine Shakari Brown. This is Trade the Guru Sports Talk, man. So I'm gonna tap in more with the NBA talk. And I gotta get on my NFL talk by Patrick Homestead, his big contract. Um, Let me see what's on the football tip. It's been some signing, it's been some trade. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get some topics going for my NFL and also my college football, the SEC. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tap in more than that as well. I've just been working crazy. I've been working crazy like hell. So that's why I kind of a little late on my podcast and stuff like that, man, because I gotta pay the bills. I gotta work. You know what I'm saying? But you know, this would be my dreams, if and the Lord let me and allow me to do this, you know what I'm saying? Do podcasts full time, trying to, you know, pursue my career, another career in sports analyst. That's what I really want to do, but you know what I'm saying? But hey, I just put it in the Lord's hand and let it work it out. So and Tim Tebow, Roman Harper, anybody SEC network. If I got the talent in the sports, a commentator out there, hey, if you see this, if I got the talent for it, man, please inbox me, let me know. But other than that, I'm gonna keep on grinding in this, and because this is what I love to do. You know what I'm saying? Talk about sports, man. But other than that, man, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening, man. I appreciate you signing in. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, please like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, please share it too. You know, this is Trade the Guru, and I'm out, man. I'll holler at y'all. God bless.